This is a debate that I really do not understand, and I'm not just taking the side of Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door and, giving my own bias based on the fact that I love this game. It's one of my favorite games of all time. Yes, I cried over this game being revealed. I love Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door, and I'm so glad it's coming back in this fashion. But of course, one of the age-old debates, is this game worth $60, is popping up online, and of course, the debate of, is this a remake or is this game a remaster? And I can tell you right now, it's neither. It's a freaking miracle. But jokes aside, I cannot believe this is an argument. I thought that we have deciphered what a remake and a remaster is, but I guess not. So I guess I have to go through it again and prove to people why Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is indeed a remake. What is a remake or a remaster anyways? Well, a remaster is taking a already published game and just making it look better. It's enhancing the visuals, making everything look cleaner, getting out all the blur, maybe bumping up the frame rate, and just making the game look a lot better. It's not really adding a whole lot, although you definitely can add things to a remaster. We've seen things like The Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess add the Cave of Ordeals, which was just like an extra little, challenge room type of gauntlet. But yes, they can add some content, but overall, they're not rebuilding the game from the ground up. There's not new assets or brand new things that they've added to make the game look better or change areas of the game. It is still the same game, just a better looking game, and that's exactly what Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD were on the Nintendo Wii U. This obviously goes for Metroid Prime Remastered as well, where it is the same exact game. It's just remastered. The lighting is better, the graphics are better, the frame rate, I don't really know if it's any better, but it's very smooth. It's as smooth as it once was. But yes, it's a beautiful, amazing looking game. There were no new assets made for this game. They did not remake the game from the ground up. It is the same Metroid Prime we all know and love, but it just looks really good in full-fledged HD now. Then we get into remake territory, where they completely remake the game. It probably will stay true to its source material, but at the same time, it will look a lot different. There are brand new assets made for the game. Look at Super Mario RPG Remake. The characters, enemies, and worlds are still based on the original game and still look very much the same. It's not just enhanced, it's completely remade. You can see lots of the stages that you'll fight enemies on are just completely remade with new assets and new objects to flesh out the game a lot more, and not only make it look great in HD, but also make it look a lot different than that of the original version. Link's Awakening is another really good example of this, but these are very classic games, so of course making a new version of these games are going to look a lot better with a completely different art style and tone and everything, and that's exactly what's happening with Link's Awakening, where it's a game built from the ground up again. They use the first game as a template, but remake the game using brand new assets and graphics and a brand new lighting engine as well. I mean, it has this new cartoony look to it, which completely changes what the game looks like. And then nowadays, you might even have games that take their remakes to the next level and do a lot more with them besides just remaking them. They actually change the story and change aspects of the game, adding new worlds, areas, enemies, and just, new storylines as well. And that's exactly what we're seeing with the Final Fantasy VII remakes with Remake and Rebirth now. And there's still a third one to come where they're just kind of chopping up the first game into 3 full-blown games, which is kind of insane. But yes, it's a reimagining of that previous game. It's taking what we already know and kind of crafting a new story and adding things that weren't there. So once again, some people might ask, where does the Thousand Year Door fall under? Well, I think it's safe to say that Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is definitely a remake. A remaster would just be enhancing the visuals. There would be no reason to go back and retouch or redesign any buildings, structures, or any set layouts. It would literally be the exact same game, just looking a lot better. Well, if you still don't believe me and you think Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door is just a remaster, well, thanks to GameXplain, I can have some straight up comparisons with you guys, so let's dive into them. Remember, a remaster would not change anything. It would just take what's already there and make it look cleaner. And look at this. Look at Mario's house. They added a whole different piece to the back of his house. The mailbox is completely changed. The bushes, trees, and hills all in the background, foreground are all completely different. The trees now have like pieces of them that pop out and look more in the 3D design. The way the battle stage pops up is completely different. It doesn't just all pop up in the background. It kind of folds in and folds out just like it's a real piece of paper or like a paper mache project or something like that. And as you can see from the sets, they're different. The little castle in the background is completely different in its design. It's not the same thing. The entire sewer area seems to be completely different with new shadings and colors and even designs. As you can see, there's new pillars that's added. The door has multiple sections and gold plating, and just even like the UI, the dialogue, everything is just completely different in this scene. Not to mention, the partner characters now have backsides to them, so it's not always facing forward. Keyhole Key's jungle is a complete night and day difference. I mean, look at this. You can even tell that it has depth in the original game, and then in the remake, you can tell because it looks like it goes back into the environment in the background, and the trees have individual paper-like roots that stretch over the rocks, and as you can tell, this feels different. It's different, yet familiar. Yes, I can keep going on and on and on throughout all the various different scenes that were shown off so far, and it literally looks like the Thousand Year Door was used as a template where they constructed a brand new game out of it. I mean, this is literally a comparison of both of the intros. Look at the difference here. In the original, it's literally just a book with a picture and some words below it, where it's fully animated and rendered in a really cool paper way. In the remake, where it retells the same story, but it just looks so much better since it's animated. I genuinely don't understand how people still couldn't consider this a full-fledged remake. I mean, it's just completely changed while staying true to the source material. And also, look at the music. Most remasters keep the same exact music. I think almost all of them, at least from Nintendo, they do. But as you can hear in the trailer, the music is indeed remixed, once again alluding to this game just straight up being a remake. And this is just what we've seen so far. People have already pointed out differences in buildings and shops and signs all around the different areas of the game. There's just so many other small and maybe even big changes that could have been added we just haven't seen yet. And there's still more trailers to come, of course, until the game releases later on in May. But with that said, this game is a remake. Not only is it just a beautiful retelling of the events of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, but it's a drastically different one. A game that's rebuilt from the ground up with a brand new engine, and it looks beautiful. And honestly, I think all of us would have just took a remaster, or even just the game coming out on modern consoles the exact same way. So the fact that we got a beautiful looking remake is just a dream come true for us Paper Mario fans. This is the ultimate version of Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door, and I cannot wait to see what else is in this game or any other changes that they have added. But let me know in the comments down below how you feel about this game. Do you still for some reason think it's a remaster? For those of you that are not die-hard Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door fans, do you not think it's worth $60? Tell me why in the comments down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out, and like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.